Hello everyone, welcome to the after show for Code 2050, the prequel for Virgil and Oxford. How'd you guys feel about it? We went a smidgen over, like 20 minutes over.
Sorry.
It was so much fun. I really like the Ooze Druid a ton now.
Yeah.
We got to see a lot of Lauren's stuff, so that was cool.
I think there was an ability that wasn't used right. Isn't there one where you can split into two people?
No, that's not a thing you can do.
Oh, I thought there was something like that.
I thought it was at higher levels.
I think it's higher level.
Maybe it's higher level. Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If you are, if the ooze is split in half, because that's the thing that oozes can do, then you become two oozes. You can stay as two oozes, but if you turn back while you are,
you lose your HP of your other half or something.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
get half. You come back with half.
Because I was reading about it.
You can turn into like a horde of little oozes and fight as a horde of little oozes and be like, yeah, I am like 20 things in combat. Come fight me.
I think you can only turn into two, and then you can't go any further than that.
I don't know. No, as an ooze, you can go as long as you can still divide your hit points in half.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Because each one has
so
hit points.
you're not
So
high
just
enough,
divide
but
as
that
many
was fun.
times as you can, and instead of tanking with your hit points, tank with your numbers. They can only make so many attacks per turn. So just separate as much as you can. Turn into a bag of little oozes.
Yeah, I don't know what happened if you were more than two and you came back. Like, I guess you would be a division. It could end horribly.
Well, can oozes remerge afterwards, right?
Not
No, I don't
not
know.
when she turns back. If she turns back into her normal
No,
self.
but oozes can't like put themselves back together.
No,
Oh.
they can only split.
They can only split.
That makes sense.
Damn,
That
yeah.
makes it more
So
balanced.
You
Because
could,
otherwise,
you can only-
oozes, but you'd come back.
You
at
can
them.
only split once. It says you can only split once.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. No, I was very intentional about being like, I am an ooze druid. I need to show off the fact that I am an ooze druid by doing everything with oozes. All
that
problems
you're-
can be solved with an ooze.
I love that your character's all grody too.
yeah, that was great.
I actually really like playing druids, but I need to like play a fastidious druid because so far I've only played gross druids.
She has lots of experience playing gross druids, I guess.
I mean, play what you know, right?
Yeah.
How do you
This one
feel-
was definitely more disgusting. The other druid I've played was like a little bit more of a ragamuffin,
Not sewage druid.
not actively sewage, like potentially actually just sewage.
How did you guys feel about the prequel for your characters?
It
You're
was
trying to
good,
mess
it
with the
set it up
timeline.
well.
EE.
Hmm?
You were trying to mess with the timeline.
You know, I was just thinking like, well, what a shame. Looks like we can't go to the explosion.
Oh, no.
'Cause it's already happened, and we're so far. We're in the middle of the woods. It's not like we're. And then he's like, can we intercept it though?
Yeah.
We've got to
I
find a
had
way.
to ask
Message
the
them.
character I would have asked. And then I was like, no, we can't. Oh, no, I didn't expect that outcome.
Hack the traffic lights to stop them, and then ambush them.
No.
We must break time.
Like Ziggy would obey
Stop
traffic
traffic.
laws.
Yeah.
We know who was driving that van.
That's
At the end of the journey, you're like, I swear, every light I ran was red.
It was really funny because we had actually planned, just in case you guys got there, Ziggy was just going to blow by with the ambulance going full speed, and all you would have seen was like an elf with blue hair driving the ambulance.
Don't give E that opportunity. He'll shoot the tires out or something.
Yeah, like I will spend. I can't do it because I have to spend an action to drive a car if I'm doing
He'd
anything
ask-
fancy, right? It's bonus action
ask
to
Virgil-
control.
He'd ask Virgil to hold person whoever was in the driver's seat.
Crash.
Yeah.
Oh
We can
my
only
gosh.
drive straight.
Yeah, I was like, I could flurry of bullets while using my action. I was like, no, my action needs to be to shoot, and then I can't flurry unless they're within 5 foot. So,
I like the hacking of the traffic signals.
That was
you could
cool.
just blow through Paris at full
I just
speed.
was doing that as a fluff
So
thing
cool.
because I feel like it's a thing that Virgil would do. Just like
I think that's the
just
thing that
because
Virgil and
it's
Oxford
like
probably do
at an
a lot.
intersection. I'm just gonna mess with the system and make it work.
That's
feel
probably
like-
one of our specialties. Like, that's why I'm a good wheelman. It's not necessarily that I've got like expertise. I've just got proficiency in driving. It's because I've
I
you
just-
going, yep, that light, turn off that car, that taxi, divert it left.
They just keep things from crashing into you, or keep you from crashing into things.
Oh, by the way, you're gonna need to clean the backseat of his car.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
gross.
No, that's why we have the
No,
prestidigitation.
the next time we go into his
oh
car.
yeah, it's perfect.
Oh, prestidigitation would work, yeah.
Do you have mending as a cantrip?
Yep.
Uh,
Not that I clean with
do
it.
I have it?
Her things aren't broken.
No, more precisely, my suit. Like, I can mend my suit. I have sartorial tools. I was like, I could take Taylor's tools. Just gonna name that sartorial tools. But mending cantrip would make it easier.
Just fix it all
Let's
at once.
Yeah, I can just prestidigitate the car, I guess.
So the real question is, would Treacle actually repair a soup? Or
I don't-
suit?
I think, would you do that? I think you would do it if he asked, right? But then you'd probably get your slime all over it.
And then I go to Virgil and he prestidigitations. So
Yeah, it's a
you do
two-step
the right
process.
order.
Oh.
Yeah.
She'd fix the suit.
Yeah.
Also, I want to point out Treacle's definitely not her given name. That was given to her instead.
Yeah, and her parents were like, what will we name this baby? Well, she was born in a sewer below Paris. It's got to be called Treacle. Like, she didn't get grown up and be like, she will be a news druid from birth.
Maybe she was raised by oozes. Wild oozes.
Wild oozes.
I like the idea that you were just like, as a baby, floating around in an ooze. And the ooze is like food,
Aw.
and the
That's
food
so
just moves towards you, and you as a baby go,
Yeah,
inside.
until I dissolve in the acid.
Ew.
Oh god.
The ooze might choose not to dissolve you.
That's not how oozes work. They don't choose to.
Which
It's
you can
not how
turn-
my
you can
stomach
turn
works.
into
I don't
an
choose to
ooze.
digest certain food and not digest other food.
You found a benevolent gelatinous cube that took you under its wing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Under
how they
its look.
work. I think they're just digesting you.
Maybe a druid who got locked into the form of a gelatinous cube.
It's
Then
still not how
swallowed
it
you.
works.
Gelatinous cube would like ruin you. You would not be alive.
And maybe it then
It's not a
swallowed
good
a
experience.
suit,
I've died
like a
through-
baby
to one
baby
before.
suit, like a baby onesie of acid resistance or acid immunity, just
There
for
you
you.
go.
There we go.
Your parents made you a magic bib.
There we go. I like
Now
imagine.
I
this
want to
ooze
meet her
comes out of the grate.
parents.
The ooze comes out of like one of the toilets in like this magical shop, goes to the magical shop, goes under the door, goes up, finds like a bit of like armor that's got acid immunity, then takes it back into the sewers, goes up to the baby, puts it on the baby, and then swallows the baby whole, and the baby's just there happily inside, like sucking on a dummy.
That's got to be a serious problem, actually. Like, in any city, instead of occasionally getting like a rat come out of the toilet, you just open the bathroom door. You're like, oh, we've got oozes again. Get the exterminator with
Yeah.
the plastic.
Called the
Well-
Oozinator.
She's
my
a
God.
specialist. She is essentially works for animal control most of the time. Those are most of the jobs she'll take in
Oh
venture.
man, she's the one that's going to get them out of the toilets.
Yeah. Yeah, and she
Collecting all the oozes.
specializes in oozes.
I imagine that your like office is
treacle
just a bunch
again.
of cages of oozes.
Your shillelagh is
cages.
just...
It's a toilet plunger.
Yeah, I was going to say, just a toilet plunger.
I love the idea that this ooze is slowly coming out of the toilet, and you just run out with the toilet plunger and just be like, no, go back down.
God, not another fucking ooze.
This fucking ooze is coming out of every fucking toilet.
It's rough, man. It's rough.
Somebody's got to do it.
Someone does have.
People
to
have
do
been
it.
complaining to the council for years, and they haven't sorted it.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
it's
know,
a shit
she's
job,
only
but
one contractor. She can only do so much.
You get good money though.
Maybe you
No
could
one wants
round
to
up
mess
the
with
other
it.
druids and see if they'll help the cause.
I imagine that other druids would probably look down on you, be like, "That's not a real animal. That's not worth. That's because people are messing with stuff and humanity and sewage and
There has to be like a group, like a druid circle that's under like the sewer system, like doing their thing.
ooze druids."
Yeah, the ooze druids. So
It's just like-
she has a fondness for rats, alligators, and other things that live in the sewers.
water snakes. or
Water
something.
snakes, oozes, piranhas.
Those weird things with
I
centipedes. Weird things with
think
tons of
the-
legs. So
Go down to the sewers.
sewage. The Parisian sewer network has got a lot more interesting with this amount of wildlife in it.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, it's got its own flora and fauna.
I was going to say, it sounds a bit like Florida. Piranhas, alligators. Doesn't
It's
sound
just-
like Paris.
Have you
Also,
seen
Yeah,
them?
really
can
just
it
a
now be
collection.
can now be part of the canon that wherever Oxford goes, there's pissed off ravens?
Yes.
Because they're gonna tell.
Word has
Oh, yeah.
spread.
Like,
can talk.
how often do ravens poop on him?
All the time now.
Oh, and they
The
ruin
story
his
spreads
jacket.
to the murder of Crow.
They're going to enlist the help of all of the pigeons in Paris. form a temporary alliance.
Pigeons are probably classified as pests, right? So I can just shoot them at will.
Oh god.
Oh god, his,
Making enemies
his
of all the
reputation.
birds.
I think people would probably not want you to just be murdering wildlife in the street and leaving a bunch
Yeah.
of dead birds
Also,
everywhere.
pulling out a gun just like
Yeah,
in public is probably not.
a little frowned on.
Yeah,
In some courtyard in France,
unless
just
like
taking
there's
pot shots,
dangerous
and I was like, what are you
things
doing?
happening. Yeah.
But just so you
This
know,
is not the way.
ravens are really smart.
They are really smart.
I don't know. That raven didn't seem very smart.
It was a crow though. Not a
I
raven.
rolled a nat 1.
It was a crow, right?
or
Not a
a
raven.
1 on my persuasion. That raven was
Uh,
sassy.
I closed the adventure. I can't remember.
Was it a crow or was it a raven?
I think it was a crow. I think someone said crow.
Yeah.
Let me check.
I'm pretty sure it was Crow because he
Yeah.
left when murder was mentioned.
Yeah, murder of crow. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was a raven, yeah, a lot bigger as well.
They are bigger. Yeah.
And they are smarter than crows.
If you speak with animals with ravens, do they just say nevermore a lot?
They did a bunch of experiments on crows, like to see what they would remember and what they would pass on and stuff. So they had this series of experiments that they did at the university near me, where people would basically wear masks and like carry a fake dead crow around. And eventually, and the entire generation of crows like taught their offspring that these people with masks, and they would like buzz them, and they would threaten them, and so like they remembered, and then they taught their children. So like these poor grad students walking around with masks getting accosted by crows on our campus.
Why are they walking
So-
around with masks?
They are.
So,
ravens.
so that you could
They're
have different
testing.
people with the same face. So they remembered not.
Oh, okay. You mean
person,
for the
but the
test. I
face.
thought you meant
Yeah,
just
so they-
other people were walking around too.
It wasn't just a thing.
So
Like
they're
there was
teaching
some like
the kids, like-
you know what, let's dress up in masks and kill crows for fun.
So you know what's
So
really
they,
crazy?
so they were teaching the children, like the man with the mask murdered a crow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really
That's
smart.
funny.
My wife worked at like an animal rehab shelter for a while, and while she was there, the wood ducks would imprint on people very easily. So she actually had to wear like this crazy hood thing whenever she would go in to feed the babies, because otherwise they would get too comfortable around people and they couldn't re-release them. So they actually had a bunch of them that just lived there because they imprinted on people.
It's really cute, but also sad.
Yeah.
That's how oozes treat Trico. Or maybe Trico. Maybe she was raised by oozes, she imprinted with oozes and is like happy around oozes. And...
I think the way it actually works is that you just spend so much time around oozes that you like that there's like a magical aura that is like that starts to
You
infect
mean it's
you.
grime. There's just a lot of dirt on me. Like, her theory is like, yes, I should shower. I understand that I'm kind of gross, but also I'm going to be pulling an ooze out of a toilet sometime today, so why bother?
This is actually a known fact that if you cast Prestidigitation on Treacle, she just becomes a completely vanilla druid and loses all of her abilities. That's how it works.
The grime is actually acid protection.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I bet.
Ew.
I don't think you mean
Gross.
ooze.
That's why I was like, the squirrel was like, sticky food. Everything was
I was
sticky.
thinking.
I figured that's why you were saying.
I
that.
figured too.
Oh.
Like, get up. Fuck.
You can't get it off your head.
Just like she raises her hand after dipping it into like a pile of acorns that she's picked up for the purpose, and there's just acorns sticking to like both sides of her hand. Like,
She'd
Yeah.
be a good thief. You could steal stuff like that.
She's got sticky fingers.
Yeah.
just accidentally, like
oh,
she's looking
I'm
at
sorry. I
things in the
didn't
supermarket,
mean
like,
to steal
oh,
this.
You can have it back.
And then they're like, no, I don't want it back.
I imagine her going through the grocery aisle though, picking things up to look at the price and trying to put them back down and being like,
Oh, that's just.
and then everyone else is like, I'm gonna skip that.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever watched Christmas Vacation?
I don't think we're getting broccoli tonight, guys.
Have you guys ever watched Christmas Vacation, Chevy Chase?
I have,
Mhm.
but not in a long time.
So there's a scene where he like cuts down this huge tree, right? But then he winds up with sap all over himself. So he's sitting in bed trying to turn the page in a magazine, and all the pages just rip out, and they're all stuck to his fingers.
that is Treacle.
Yeah, that's treacle.
Hi, welcome to the Treacle After Show. Speaking of which, like, I think Maggie's character because you're a paladin at such low level, paladins have so much stuff at low level that you had so many things to do that we never got to see all of them. Whereas with Treacle, there are like some like
they're very specific things, and we were never like what I'm good at is combat, and we were only in combat against the owlbears, and also it was like we were there to meet druids, so like killing the owlbears seemed like a bad idea.
I loved how you played that character though, as being like old and technologically challenged.
She's stupid. I have a -8 in intelligence and wisdom. I'm like, really?
I assume you mean a -1 because you have an 8, not a -8.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was thinking like a -8 would be impressive. That's thicker than a news.
I have a -1. I had an 8 and a 10 in like wisdom yeah, I had low wisdom and intelligence. That's for sure.
I love the idea of having like 300-year-old dwarves in 2050 because it's like, wow, yeah, they were born in the 18th century. Like,
yeah. I witnessed the American Civil War, the French Revolution.
I think her thing is
Hilda was in was over a midlife crisis by the end of World War One.
Yeah.
Do you wait? If you're that old, do you get multiple midlife crises, or do you just get the one?
I don't know.
Is it like
you get like the quarterly instead, maybe?
I don't think dwarves get like midlife crises like humans do. I think they probably just go through like weird phases.
But like other phases extra
like,
long.
It's like, well, you got 3D printers now. I swear, like 5 minutes ago, we just made the printing press.
Yeah.
Everything's moving so fast.
I think that's like, you know, like people who I have a parent who doesn't understand technology. So I think, I'm sure other people know people like that. And that's why I was trying to play that up. Is just like, she's so old that she just does not want to like learn, or people don't have the patience is sometimes. I think if someone has a patience, she'll learn it, but it's like,
that's why one of the few things that has changed is you can still hit things with other things to make them die. That's why she does that. Like, that hasn't changed in 300 years.
Yeah. No, exactly.
I like that she had the fancy, like, inflatable pole axe thing. That is the peak of Hilda's technology.
Yeah, the peak thing is just I hit one button and it uncollapses.
I imagine it still took like several months to train her in that. Like, she'd bring it out and then start hitting people with it without extending it, and we'd be like, "No, you have to press the button. This one? No, that's the other one. Oh, this one. Yes." I
imagine that they made the button red, so it's very obvious that she has to
press this button.
It says hit here, press here.
She still thinks it's bad luck to open up her axe inside.
Oh yeah, it is definitely.
She like opens it up outside and leaves it outside to like the blood just to drain off before she closes it to take it back in again.
Oh, it's so gross. Can't you just prestidigis the blood off of it?
Yeah, I guess.
No, that's probably what she has.
So many problems with that spell.
Prestidigitation is like one of the spells that you have to get it. It's on your spell list. It's just too good. So good.
But like, it's got barely any like rules stuff, but like any time you get into any fight, it's like, and now we prestidigitate. Like you.
Also, if you not to be wet after rain, if you want to flavor some food,
okay,
yes, I know. Light a fire or unlight something.
Impress small children.
Yeah.
Impress
a drunk person at a bar.
You can do that with charisma or drink.
But some people are not charismatic, so.
Just drink more.
Just drink more. Then you'll think you're charismatic.
Then you think you have +5. You in fact have -5 to charisma.
All right. I think we're coming to the end here, unless you guys have other things you want to mention.
No.
I like the ability for your channel divinity to extend your lay on hands range. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I was able to use it on me and him.
You get that, and you get your oath gives you 2 healing spells. You always know, right? Healing word and cure wounds.
Yes, cure wounds and healing word. I don't have to train. I don't have to
prepare them every day.
Prepare them every day, so I can use them. But I only have 3 spell slots. But I really didn't get to use. I didn't have to use all that stuff because we didn't do a lot of combat-y things.
Bless really helped. I think Bless made me hit 2 or 3 times of attacks that I missed.
I hit because
that was great.
Yeah. Like, Bless is such a good first level spell because it works like even at like level 20, you're like, I can get a +1
good. I always get it on my clerics. Like I played a bunch of clerics and I think it's just so good to play.
Yeah. It's really
Yes.
good on paladins as well, because paladins often, I mean, you've got a really cool healing one, which is nice, but often you want to use it for divine smite. And so if you're like, oh, I would just spend one of it on a concentration spell, and then I'll hit you and divine smite the rest.
Yeah, the only problem is that you can't cast other things because then it breaks your concentration.
Spirit weapon. Spiritual weapon doesn't require concentration, and it's just an extra beating stick hanging around helping you out.
Yeah.
I always like having those around.
Yeah.
Whenever I was a cleric,
That's a
I
good
had
cleric
that.
spell.
It's pretty freaking sick. Yeah. Alrighty then. Thank you guys for watching our after show for Code 2050. We hope that you enjoyed it. Talking about oozes primarily and all of that jazz. We will see you next week for a full episode with all of our cast. Jameer will be joining us again, and it is going to be madness. We'll see what happens.
And
Explosions.
Oxford and Ziggy are hiding under an umbrella in an exploding restaurant.
Yeah.
And Ziggy's possibly unconscious.
Boom.
You know, rogue bit of like a table to the head.
It's gonna be dangerous. Bye, guys. See you later.